Hey, what is up, guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Ascent for your student loans. Is Ascent one of the best companies when it comes to funding your upcoming school semester? And are they a good option for those private student loans? That's what we're going to be taking a look at here in today's video. Again, comparing the pros, cons, and really everything you need to know when you're considering getting started with Ascent for your student loans. And if you want to check out Ascent or follow along with today's video, you can go check out those links linked down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Ascent for student loans. Now, Ascent is a very popular company when it comes to securing student loans, whether it be college loans or career loans as well. They have a wide variety of different types of student loans for covering the cost of your education when it comes to the tuition and other expenses that come along with going to school. Now, one thing to keep in mind with Ascent, again, if you want to check them out or follow along with today's video, you can check out those links linked down below in the video description, again, which will take you over to this page here where you can compare and shop around for some of the best student loan companies. And Ascent actually ranks at the top of the list here. If we scroll down on this page here for some of our top picks for private student loans, if you click on see how to apply through Credible, Ascent actually ranks at the top of the list here from one of our partners, which is Credible. And Credible does put Ascent actually at the top of their list when it comes to different student loan providers with variable, APR as well as fixed APR rates for, again, undergraduate and graduate loans. Again, you can go to Ascent via the links in the video description, again, through Credible if you do want to follow along and check them out. Now, covering what Ascent does offer in terms of their different loan types, as I touched on, you can cover up to 100% of your college tuition and expenses with fixed APR currently starting at just 2.89%. Now, again, this rate and interest rate, depending on when you're watching this video, is always subject to change. So that is very, personalized and specific. It's important for you to actually check your rates to get the most realistic and up-to-date information when it comes to the interest rates on your student loans. That's not only just for Ascent, but that's really for shopping around on any kind of student loan company that you're shopping around for. Now, with Ascent, they do offer no fees, low rates, bigger discounts, and up to 40 repayment options, as well as access to coaching and internship support. And if you do want to check your rate, again, available at the links in the video description, you can check your rate in under 3 minutes without impacting your credit score, which is nice about Ascent because you can actually check your rates, again, without impacting your credit score at all. It is a soft pull with Ascent when you're going through the checking your rate loan application process. If you want to see what that looks like as well, you can click here for apply for a college loan or for a career training loan. If we just select college loan, for example, take you into their online application where you can select whether you're the student or you are the co-signer. If you are going to be using a co-signer, that'd be somebody like your parent, guardian, family, or friend. Now, they will be on the loan, and we will be getting into the specifics as well in terms of what Ascent's loan rules and options are when it comes to their co-sign or parent loans as well, and what that looks like. Now, with Ascent, something else to keep in mind in terms of those different loan types, of course, they cover undergraduate, they also cover cosign, as well as non-cosign loans. So cosigners are not typically required with Ascent, which is cool. So you can either do it cosign, which typically you are going to be more likely to be approved with a cosigner. Again, that's not just for Ascent, that's pretty much for all kind of student loans because, you might not have necessarily the most established credit, especially as an undergraduate student. You're just getting started. Most people typically go with a cosigner, but in the case that you don't have to have a cosigner with Ascent, which is cool. Now, however, I will caveat that with saying, though, with Ascent, there are certain loan recipients that do have cosigner requirements, and that would be for DACA recipients as well as non-U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Those borrowers still need to have a U.S.-based cosigner in order to actually process the loan. Again, that's for DACA recipients and non-U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Or, that kind of goes basically along with international students mentioned here. That's the case there for them. Now, in terms of different loan types, again, you have undergraduate loans, you have graduate loans, you have MBA, dental, law, medical, health professions, PhD and master's as well in terms of different types of graduate loans, as well as under those regular college loans. Again, that's going to be DACA students, international students like we touched on, as well as parent loans as well. Those are the types of loans that are available with Ascent. And then on the career career side, of course, they have career training and trade school loans available as well, if that's something that you're interested in. In terms of the loan types and terms, I know we mentioned up to 40 repayment options, but the typical loan terms when you're actually going through is going to be that 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, and 20-year terms is what you're typically going to see with Ascent when it comes to the different repayment plans and options. Again, no matter what type of, actual student loan that you do decide to go with for your student loans. Now, something else in terms to keep in mind in terms of the loan amounts, again, when you're going through the actual application process with Ascent, you submit the application like I showed you on screen already in the video to see what you pre-qualify, again, without impacting your credit score. This is really a crucial step in going for any kind of student loan company to actually see what you qualify for, because without that, that's kind of the biggest thing when shopping around, is seeing what each company is willing to offer and give you in terms of, and what you pre-qualify based on your credit score or based on you and your co-signer's credit score in that case, right? In terms of previewing your repayment options, right, you choose what plan makes the most sense for you. Again, whether it be that 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, or 20-year period. And then you can also confirm the loan amount, right, based on what you actually need for your actual school. Now, Ascent will confirm your eligibility with a hard credit check later in the application process, as your school also confirms your enrollment, and then Ascent will send the tuition to your school directly so you can focus on the education. Again, they kind of walk you through that whole process directly, so you don't have to worry about it yourself, again, in terms of what you can cover. Now, in terms of the actual loan amount, something to keep in mind with Ascent is they do offer loan amounts starting at $2,001 all the way up to $200,000 for undergraduate loans, and all the way up to $400,000 for graduate loans. So you get up to that $200K for undergrad and $400K for graduate loans. Again, starting at $2,001. So if you need less than $2,001, if you just need like $1,000, maybe you want to look at other lenders that have lower starting loan amounts. Again, a lot of other lenders I talk about here on the channel, like College Ave, like Sallie Mae, a lot of those start at $1,000, whereas Ascent is, again, $2,000 and $1. So depending on how much money you need, it might make sense to go with other lenders or with Ascent. Again, if you just need like $1,000 or something like that. But if you need more, then Ascent could still be a good option for you. Now, in terms of what you can actually use your loan for, again, this includes up to 100% of your school certified costs, right? This includes tuition, housing, meals, textbooks, and those are all the types of things that you can actually use your student loan payments in your student loans for, right? You can actually pay for all those different types of things. It's not just the tuition, but also housing, meals, basically anything that you would need. As long as your school certifies those expenses, you can use the loans to pay for them. And you can also make no payments up to 9 months after graduation with Ascent, again, and they also do have, different financial wellness, career training, and additional things like that with Ascent. In terms of some other perks and things that they do offer. And one of the other nice big benefits here with going with a company like Ascent is they actually do give you the option to remove your cosigner responsibility after making 12 consecutive on-time payments. This is very big for Ascent because most other student loan companies either have no out for the cosigner or they require at least like 36 on-time consecutive payments. So the fact that Ascent allows you to remove your cosigner responsibility after just 12 consecutive on-time payments, that's pretty big for a lot of people applying with a cosigner. In terms of, you're able to maybe secure it with a cosigner, and then you're able to relieve them of their responsibility after just 12 on-time payments. So that's really big league for Ascent, and that they do offer that. They're honestly, after comparing so many different student loan companies, they're one of the few that have such a low requirement there at just 12, whereas a lot of them either have it much higher, it maybe triple the amount of payments, or even none at all. Some of them don't let cosigners out at all. So that's a really nice perk with a company like Ascent. Now, in terms of the overall pros and cons and things to consider when you're looking at Ascent, right, is that, they do consider borrowers with no credit, again, if you're doing a no cosign, which is a nice perk. They also have the high loan limits, and cosigner release, again, available is just after 12 payments, which is pretty big. And you can also get up to 1% interest rate discount for auto pay and 1% cashback rewards, depending on what's available at the time of when you're applying. Of course, now some of the cons, things to consider on the downsides, is that they do have a maximum fixed APRs kind of on the higher side in terms of what that rate range may be when you're actually going through the application process. Again, it's going to differ and depend on every single person. That 2.89 is starting at, right? So on the high end, it could be a lot higher and maybe not necessarily worth it for you. That's kind of one of the cons people typically say with Ascent. Another thing to consider as well is that they don't offer student loan refinancing with Ascent. So if at any point in the future the rates change and maybe you want to refinance or something like that, you will have to go through an external company. Now, it's not the end of the world. It's not a big deal. It's just that you will have to go with an external company instead of just going directly through Ascent for refinancing, because Ascent does not offer student loan refinancing. So that's something to consider, kind of down the road. Again, not necessarily something you even have to worry about, but it is worth mentioning, at least when you're considering different student loan providers and companies. So again, overall, Ascent can be a good option. A lot of people do like them for student loans. Again, they are a top pick here on the channel. If we take a look at Credible's list as Credible's partner list, and they are Credible's #1 here. When it comes to getting student loans, they have pretty good, reasonable starting APRs. Again, depending on what you actually really, qualify for. That, at the end of the day, is going to be the biggest thing when you're considering different student loan companies. Again, if they at least check the minimum boxes, like I talked about in terms of their details here, for the loan amounts, the terms, in terms of the borrower protections, Ascent can also offer deferment and forbearance options can be available as well for certain loan types. So that's something else to consider with Ascent. And honestly, at the end of the day, what company is going to give you the best interest rate and the best terms is going to be the best option to go with. That's why I recommend for a lot of people on the channel here, check your rate from a variety of different companies, right? See which one you qualify for, what company is going to give you the best terms, right? If you look and shop around from a variety of different companies, whether it be College Ave, SoFi, Sallie Mae, Earnest, all the ones in the Credible list, including Ascent, ultimately shopping around, again, if you want to get access to this page here, this will be that first link down below in the video description box where you can compare and shop around from a variety of different student loan lenders. Again, it's going to be best to just shop around, see how to apply from a lot of different lenders to get an idea as to which company is going to give you the best deal. Because at the end of the day, whichever company is giving you the best interest rates, the best terms, that's typically going to be the better company to go with, because at the end of the day, they are somewhat similar as long as they check those minimum boxes for you as far as the repayment terms, the cosigner aspect, and the loan amount and the loan terms that you're happy with, right? Shop around, compare them. Don't just necessarily look at one company. Shop around to a variety of different companies. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful on Ascent. Guys, that's going to be the best way to kind of get the best deal when you're looking at shopping around for student loans. Again, if you want to check out Ascent, you're going to check out those links linked down below in the video description, again, through Credible as a partner to the channel. And guys, if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.